Morning, guys. Sorry it's been a long time since I got back to you. My little girl was sick and sometimes those things take priority. Alright, so if you want to take a peek at the coop you put together, you can easily see how we cut down the pieces of the other fence to make this coop. Now I haven't really cleaned it up yet by cutting off the zip ties, but let me tell you what I learned about zip ties. So if you look at the ground, you see all the broken zip ties. If you try to use zip ties when it's cold outside, you will not be able to use them. They snap, they break, and they don't pull things together. But as we look at this coop, you'll notice it's got the same fencing. It's got the fence underlay that we had before, and then we put the same deer netting across the top. Now, my hope is because the deer netting is tight here, that it'll last a little bit longer and also give me an easy way to put the chickens in and out. Now, my wife so politely reminded me that the chickens like to be high up. So if you look at this back section, it's about 4 feet tall, and I've put a roosting pole, just sat it across the fence, someplace for them to sit and hang out. I also put some cardboard in there. They like to rip up and add stuff to their nests. You'll see I already threw in some pieces of bread to keep them happy. And if you take a real close look, notice the top is different. It's this stuff we had used originally that didn't work out so well, but I needed a little more material for the top, and the whole point of this was to do this with stuff that I had that didn't cost me any more money. So it is completely assembled with zip ties, as you can see, and later what we'll do is I'll come around with scissors and I'll cut this extra tail off so it's not quite as ugly. So the only thing this is missing is some place for our chickens to lay eggs. Now my chickens lay eggs in the morning, generally before 8 a.m. It's a little after 8 now, so they've probably already laid their eggs. But going forward, I'd want to bring them out a little earlier. So I left a corner that'll be easy for me to just lift up. And by doing that, I have the opportunity to add things like this makeshift nesting box we made up. So here it is. And it's just a Tupperware container. It's got some hay in the bottom. You don't have to teach them to lay eggs in it or anything. They'll just go to it automatically. So we'll toss that in there. And you know what? I'm gonna put it about halfway down so they don't climb up on it as an attempt to get out. Then I say it's time to go get our chickens and see if this thing works. So they got plenty of grass. They really love to forage, and there's plenty of grass for them to do that. So let's go get the girls. And of course, what are we gonna use to get the girls in here? The Happy Hen freeze-dried frenzy. It's everybody's favorite treat, at least my chickens. All right, let's go get the girls, see if they like it. I'm gonna come on over here to their daytime coop. It looks so much cleaner without all that fencing around it now, doesn't it? All right, here we go. Come on, ladies. Come on, good girls. Hi, girls. Come on. Come on, ladies. Come on, good girls. Here they come. Here we go. And let's see if this works. We'll lift it up, toss the treats in, and in they go, running right after it. Now, all I did was lift this side of the enclosure. They ran in for the treats, and now they're in. Now all we need to do is get them some water. I wanted to take a minute to talk about watering your chickens. If any of you have chickens or are thinking about chickens or went to the store to look at chickens, you'll notice these buckets. Now, you're meant to take the top off, pour the water in, and then put the bottom back on. If you look at it, it's got a little tray for them to sip out of. Now, I've tried to use this multiple times, and it's always empty or leaking. So finally, I brought it in the house, and I sat it on the nice flat counter, and I filled it up, and it still leaked all over the place. So I used that same plastic piece to feed my chickens, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right here, I used the version that they have for seeds, and that works great. It's got the seeds in it. It's easy to fill up. You don't have to fill it every day. But when it comes to water, that is way too much of a mess. So I use this big bowl, and I don't know if you guys are aware, but with all the fluoride and other things that they pump into